What's up guys, your Doomsday here. Today we're back again, and in this video we're going to be playing some Eve in the jungle. So Evelynn, still one of my favorite junglers to play, and in my opinion one of the best junglers to learn how to hard carry with, just because with Eve you can make some crazy plays, get some crazy quadra kills, get some crazy ults, and you know, all of the good stuff. So gonna be starting off with the classic Eve rotation. So what's the classic Eve rotation? It's literally just farm until level 5, because Eve can't do anything until level 5 for the most part. So just going to be clearing literally every single camp that I can until I get to level 5. But after that, that is when the fun begins, once you do get your level 5. But overall, Eve is just a very fun champ to play. And one of my favorite things about Eve is, like, it really isn't that dependent on your teammates, I'll say. So, like, certain champs that, like, you know, like, if you follow my channel, you know a lot of champs I like to play, like Wukong, Xin Zhao. You can hard carry with them, but then, for instance, once you get to the late game, your role kind of comes down a bit, and it becomes your ADC's job, you know, your tank, or your, like, supports, ADCs, mages, all that. They got to start to turn up in the late game if you want to win those big team fights, and you can definitely help with that with a champ like Wukong, Xin Zhao. You know, you can hard carry, but you won't be dishing out as much damage as, per se, an Evelynn will be in the late game. So that's just what makes Evelynn one of the fun champs I like to play. Is it's kind of different than the other champs I usually play. Gives me a nice turn of events where I can actually get pentakills with pentakills consistently. You can get the quadra kills in and everything. So just clearing everything up, and then gonna be looking for some good ganks. Now that I have this, gonna take a quick peek at the scuttle, see if I can get that, because if you can get all these camps and then the scuttle, so that will put you at level 5. So now I'm heading up here. I see the Camille's up there, plus I see Darius has full priority, so I literally just leave, because there's absolutely nothing I could do there. We won't win that fight, and there's really nothing for me left on this side of the map, so I just reset, and I get a shop in, I get in some items, and then I'm gonna head back towards the bot side of the map. And now I pretty much know what the Camille's rotation is, because I saw Camille in the scuttle. I saw that Camille had the red buff on him, so I knew that they just cleared their red side jungle and then took that scuttle. So I know that now they're clearing their blue side jungle, so that's why I'm pinging out. Camille's somewhere around here, and I definitely want some help with this. If Katarina could rotate, that'd be huge. But it looks like Katarina's not going to move, so I try and get this myself. Thankfully, I'm able to get it, and that puts me at level 5. And this is a very, very rookie mistake. Notice what I'm doing. I'm running away, and look at what level I am. I'm level 5, Camille was only level 4. That was a very noob mistake by me looking back at this. I definitely should have tried to force a fight over there, because that's one of the things about Eve, is because you're just power farming the entire first 2 minutes, you reach level 5 before pretty much anybody else in the match. So you can pick a lot of nice jungle fights, like especially against the enemy jungler, because if Camille, like, for instance, they did only red side clear and then scuttle, meaning they're a level behind me. So now I'm pinging Camille somewhere around there, and telling mid lane to just be a bit careful, because then once Camille gets level 5, then Camille is going to have their ults, which also a very good gank tool. But that's a big mistake that a lot of people make on Eve, is they don't learn how to, like, force fights when they're level 5. Like, getting level 5 before the enemy as Eve is so huge, just because your ult can come in clutch so much in the early game. Your ult is such a game-changing ability, and now I'm just power farming again, looking up for some good ganks. And I want to get this Darius. This Darius is already 2-0 this early into the match, so not looking good for our solo lane, but unfortunately I get spotted out by a control ward, so gonna have to clear that. And then we're looking to see if maybe I can get a good gank. I have my ult up, so again, I want to see if I can, like, catch somebody off guard, but unfortunately nobody seems to be in a good position for a gank. Like, Katarina just recalled over there, so I can't even really do too much for mid. I'm gonna head towards mid now. Once Katarina gets back, maybe we can look for a pick onto this Lux. So trying to see if we can get this angle. I thought Lux was about to walk into there, so I go ahead and start up the engage, but unfortunately not particularly able to chase that really. They just fell back behind turret, and Katarina was just clearing up waves, so I'm just gonna go back and farm up my jungle. Wait for my teammates to get back. So I was looking at that bot side, but everybody's just resetting. So just gonna keep on power farming. And that's something that I'll say is, like, if you can't find a gank, like, don't force it. Like, continuously, like, just like power farming instead of forcing ganks is, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's just a bit slower pace, which isn't bad for Eve, honestly. Like, a thing that people don't realize about Eve is, like, Eve is a pretty, like, mid to late game champ. It takes a while until you start to get damage up. And usually once you get to your third item, that's when Eve's damage really starts to pick up. So it does take a bit to, like, get going with Eve. But forcing a gank definitely isn't the move. You know, you go for a bad gank, you burn your ult. Your ult has a very, very long cooldown. That's the one thing I'll say about Eve, so you just have to play Eve smart pretty much. Like, go for kills that you know you can get. So I just forced this Herald over here. I'm not really looking for a dragon fight because, like, our dual lane's super far pushed back. Our mid seems to be getting bullied a decent amount too. Overall, every lane seems to be losing, so I don't think looking for a big team fight is the move. Plus, I'm kind of weak right now, so I say I'll just grab this Herald. And I actually got a phone call, so that stopped the recording. So I just skipped forward a couple seconds, but we got the Herald. I think the Garen actually last hit it. He hit the little eye thing, so he was able to get the last hit for it. But we're able to get that, and now heading back towards the bot side of the map. I see they're doing this dragon, and we probably should not fight this. That's why I'm pinging retreat. Is I realize this fight bit scuffed. There is pretty much no way we win this. Like, we just don't have the tools. Like, you can see how tanky they are, how much crowd control they have. Like, going for that fight, definitely not the move. I'm able to pick up a kill at least. I flashed away from that Darius. I was worried he was going to pull and then ult me, so I didn't want to give him, like, the ult reset. So I just back off instead, and able to get one kill, I guess, at least. But giving up that dragon is not the worst thing ever. Like, Garen just dropped Herald in mid, which is a bit unfortunate. But giving up the first dragon is not a big deal at all. Like, first dragon is one of the most overrated things, and, like, if you don't think you can win that fight, like, I would say, like, don't go for it at all, because, like, it's such a coin flip like that. Like, you can see our team just threw, like, 3 deaths trying to, like, go for that, when it really wouldn't do too much for this match, honestly. Like, especially in the early game, like, getting that gold lead is so much more important, in my opinion. But, of course, if you do have a comp that's, like, good at team fighting, then definitely do force that dragon. I'd say, like, if you could force a fight at that dragon and you think your team can win, like, definitely go for it. Other champs that I play, like Wukong, Xin Zhao, like, I will force that fight a lot, but definitely not with Eve, because you just don't have the damage, the mobility, or anything yet to actually force big team fights like that. So now, I'm looking to see if we can get a gank onto this Lux. Trying to get the slow. That's a really good route from Lux. Good route and flash. Looks like they might be able to get out of that. Oh, can the Misfortune ult get him? Oh, unfortunately, they're able to get out. And now, keep an eye out on this Camille over here. I have ult up in a couple seconds, so start up the engage and able to pick up the Camille. So picking up kills one by one, pretty good. But now, I see this Darius over here, and I really need to get this Darius. This Darius has been destroying this Garen for the majority of the match, but I think he might have spotted me, or he might have just been going back for the berries, but fortunately not able to get him there. So now I take the scuttle, and I look back at that top side over there. I see they're starting up a fight, and I'm going to start heading that way. So, unfortunately, Garen goes down again. They don't even get off their ult, actually. Maybe if they would have gotten off that ult, they could have been able to kill Darius, but at least I'm able to clean that up, and now I'm just going to farm up this wave over here, and maybe I'll just push the turret. Let's see. I think I end up just pushing the turret. I'm assuming Lux is rotating bot side. Lux just took mid turret, and now I think they're rotating bot side, so I'm pinging it out because they're a bit overextended on the bot side over there, so they do need to be a little careful. I know I have ults and everything. I know I can take on Camille if they do show up down here, so as we can see, Lux does end up on bot side of the map, and I'm able to get this top turret over here, get a decent amount of gold for me, but team just got to be a little bit careful. So now I'm going to reset, go ahead and get in my second item, or actually no, I'm going to get, oh, I should have reset, that's what I should have done. I tried to escape. Unfortunately, that Darius has Proto Belt, actually, and I'm not able to get out of this. That was a little bit of a throw. I got a bit too greedy. I should have just reset over there. Plus, I kind of messed up my, like, ult and flash escapes. Because with Camille, you can, or with Eve, you can make a lot of good escapes for sure, and this Garen, oh, can they at least win this 2v1? Looks like they should be able to win this. Oh, Garen gets caught on the wall. Oh, there we go. Oh, that Katarina almost went down over there. That was a bit scary. But they should definitely be running. Whoa, Katarina. I don't know. Whew, that's crazy recall by Katarina. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, using your ult and, like, your flash for escape. I kind of just ulted back, like, straight away. I should have used, like, the walls and the obstacles more, because you can go over these, like, small walls and stuff like that with both flash and ult. So you can get a decent amount of separation. If I would have used him right, I do think I could have gotten out of that alive, but I think that Darius just jump scared me. They just flash pulled Proto Belt and I was like, oh shoot, I screwed up. Got a bit too greedy, but we're able to pick up the Camille, so now I know we can get this Herald over here. I'm pushing it down and gonna try and grab this over here. I get smite up. Able to take that, and now just taking the Scuttle. So overall, this match starting to look a bit better. I see this Darius over here, and I don't think we should keep on chasing back because enemies are missing. Unfortunately, the Garen kept on chasing, but let's see if I can pick up this Darius over here. I don't know if they know I'm chasing him, but they do now, I guess. And unfortunately, I got another phone call, so it did cut out, but I was able to pick up the kill, and sorry about that. I think that's the last phone call that I get in the middle of this match, so it stops the recordings, but yeah, now I'm heading back. I have the Herald. Looking for a good pick-off over here. I have my ult off cooldown, so can look for something over here if we want. We have pretty much our entire team, so this one, not as bad of a fight to pick. Like, this isn't a bad angle, so waiting for Katarina to get here. Able to just completely chunk down that Caitlyn. Maybe I should have ulted. That's, I don't know. I chose to hold on to it. I don't think that was a bad thing. I'm able to pick up Nami at least, and now I see this Darius. I'm like, no, Darius is coming. So I try and get out of this. Unfortunately, I do go down to the Darius, and they just need a run at this point. Looks like they're picking up the dragon. I don't know why they come back. That Darius is looking for the pull. Unfortunate for him, I guess, he misses, but they're chasing down this Darius. They're grabbing that dragon. That took him quite a second to get it, but they run straight into the Darius, and now I don't know why Garen's running into him. He literally has his ult. I don't know what they're all doing. They all just run in one by one, and my team is throwing. That was such a throw. They all just ran into that Darius when he had ult, and that was very unfortunate. Now that Darius is very, very fed. That Darius was already a problem, but now he's going to be even more of a problem. So, on the way back, I guess we got the dragon at least, if we're trying to look for something on the bright side, I guess. And now I see this Lux over here. I'm trying to grab onto this Lux. I'm able to chunk him down a decent amount, but unfortunately that crowd control, that was a big mistake on my part. I did not see Nami was back there too, and unfortunately I get hit by both the Lux root and the Nami bubble, so plus the Nami ults, so that was a bit of a mistake on my part. I probably should have waited a second to see if anybody else was around. I thought it was just Lux, but that was my mistake over there. But now, gonna go back, clear the waves, it looks like. Looks like our ADC is just gonna push out the waves and stuff. I don't know what everybody's doing inside of my jungle. They're all just hanging out on the bot side, I guess. At that point, I'm done with the text messages and phone calls. I'm trying to concentrate. Usually I just leave it on because, like, if my parents call or something, I usually pick that up. But, yeah, but heading back to the lanes now, gonna farm up the jungle. And one thing that I love about Eve is, like, look at how fast it is to clear your camps. This is one of the strengths of Eve, is you can get such insane gold per minute. When you're playing Eve, like, no matter what, you should be averaging about, like, 800 to 1,000 gold per minute. Like, that's, like, the set basis. Just because your clear is so fast once you get an item or two. And look at that damage from Eve. That is why I love Eve. Unfortunately, Camille is able to just dash away like that, and I don't want to chase into a Darius. So I try to get the charm onto Darius. Able to grab him over there, and now finally able to pick up the Darius, and whew, that's a nice little shutdown over there. But now I'm trying to track down this Lux over here. I know this Lux has a really nice bounty on him, so trying to see if I can catch up to him. I see this Caitlyn super low. Able to pick him up, and now see this Nami out over here. Try and track down this Lux, and I don't know what that hitbox was, because that definitely did not hit me, but apparently it did, so very unfortunate. But that's alright, at least. That fight didn't go... Actually, it did go pretty badly, but dang, that's a bit unfortunate. We're at least able to pick up the Darius, at least. That's progress for sure. But now, I'm having my 3 items, and now is when Eve really starts to turn up, because now I can pretty much one-burst anybody in this match, and this is when the fun begins. So now, looks like this Garen's trying to chase down the Nami. I don't know if they think they're going to kill him or something, but they just get ulted off. So now I get Mercs in this game just because that Lux dealing a decent amount of damage. The crowd controls from the Lux, the Nami, and everything. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So I actually end up going for Stasis too, because the thing about Stasis is like, if, for instance, if Darius, like, and I'm assuming my teammates are going to do it, but if my teammates, if they give Darius his, like, if they give him his, like, ult reset and, like, his Noxian Might, then he could just chain ult, and I know a, like, full stack Darius ult on me is going to, like, take me down almost all the way. So with Stasis, I can at least Stasis the ult. So now I'm looking for the Lux. Notice what I'm doing here. Notice how that, like, if you target prioritize right, look at how much damage you do on Eve. Like, that is absolutely insane. And now I'm trying to turn around onto this Caitlyn over here. They Stasis. And now I'm trying to get Invis again. Seeing if I can get a re-engage in. Trying to see if I can track down one of these. Either the Nami or the Caitlyn. And looks like they stopped to get the berries, but let's see how much damage Eve does. Eve does quite an insane amount of damage once you get your items. Like, oh, there's absolutely nothing they could do. Just completely burst him down. And that's the power of Eve. That's why I love Eve, is really there is a lot you could do to Eve to carry. And we'll see in this match, like, I make, like, sure, my teammates are, like, doing pretty bad this game, and, like, we should be winning this just because I'm, like, I mean, I'm doing very well. But, there are mistakes that I made to where I can learn how to carry better. Like, we'll see that later in this match. Like, we'll see a lot of good examples. But as you can see there, if you target prioritize right on Eve, like, you can just completely delete whoever you want. And that time I was like, I'm getting that Lux. That Lux had such a big bounty on him. They were so fed and dealing so much damage that I just needed to target prioritize them. So now I see this Lux again, and I'm waiting for the root, and that's a huge thing over there. So able to get him. I tried to get that kill, but that Stasis was perfect timing from the Lux. So unfortunately not able to get him, but now I want to just force the dragon. I don't know what they're doing on that top side. I assume they're all fighting on that top side over there, so I start to head towards the dragon over here. I think I could sneak a fast one in, but unfortunately Camille actually, like, spots me out. So now I realize I'm in kind of a weird spot over here. I try and grab this. Unfortunately, Caitlyn comes by too, so I unfortunately mess up the smite, and I try and get out of this. Almost able to take down the Camille. Stasis the Caitlyn ult, and unfortunately the Caitlyn flash over too, and I do go down. I was not expecting both of them to show up. That might have been pushing it a bit much, but I don't know why my team went topside. I think we could have just forced the dragon, because we forced literally everything out of Lux and they were one shot, but that's alright. It happens. See, that was a mistake. I mean, I should realize that I should just, like, look, even though, like, the smart decision definitely was to just force that dragon over there, I should have realized that my teammates weren't going to go there, and I just shouldn't have even headed in that direction by myself. Like, that's just, they're just small things that you can learn up on. So now, waiting to respawn over here. Seeing if we can maybe look for a pick or two. That's kind of the big thing about this comp, is if we can get like 1 or 2 picks off, then I don't know what that Garen's doing. Whoa, what has that Garen gotten himself into? And over here, I throw the charm out onto Darius. I'm using the charm as a disengage tool. Notice what I do. I throw out the charm, and then I just charm the Darius, and able to take him down there. That's something that you can use the charm as against, like, big front lines like that, is use it as, like, a peel tool, or as a like, anti-engage tool. Because when you're charmed, it'll make a lot of people back off naturally just because they're scared of getting taunted or whatever. So a lot of people will back off, and if they don't, then if they keep on chasing, then I guess you just charm them. And over here, unfortunately, both of these kids show up. 3 of these kids show up again, and I don't have stasis, so unfortunately a bit of an overstep for me. But still able to pick up one of them, and now they're trying to chase down that Caitlyn over there. Let's see. Oh, can that Misfortune get the Nami? Oh, Misfortune? Maybe. Dang. It's worth a shot. Oh, whoa. Misfortune wants... They want more. Let's see. They want the 1v2. Oh, it looks like they backed off. That's no fun. But now I have Stasis back off cooldown, and I have Guardian Angel. And Guardian Angel is going to come in so clutch, because if I go in for an engage, or if I get, like, Darius ulted or something, then I still at least have my, like, Guardian Angel up, so that should be very helpful in these team fights over here. And now looks like they're able to get a good... Oh no, that's a good stasis by Caitlyn, actually. They should be able to pick this up, though. Yep, they're able to pick that up. And now They need to back off over here because, one, they just burn, like, every single ult. Like, you see all 4 of our teammates, none of them have their ults off cooldown, so... I don't know why they keep on chasing. I try and save this mid turret over here. And then I start to head this way over here. I'm trying to tell him to peel backwards, but unfortunately it doesn't work. And I throw the charm out onto Darius again, seeing if I can help him peel back. And that was a huge mistake for me. And the mistake for me was trying to peel for my team. That I should have just used my combo onto the enemy Lux and just deleted somebody on the back line. Because at this point in the game, like, Darius has a decent amount of defense. They have a decent amount of health. I can't one-burst Darius. That's the only person I can't one-burst. So wasting my burst on them, just kind of useless. It's up to my teammates to be able to get that kill. So now, we're all dead for a while. I sell my GA because it just got popped, and I just get some anti-heal. And they're pushing down this mid lane over here. If I would have been able to kill at least 1 or 2 of the backlines, they wouldn't be able to push this so much. But those minions are pushing the end turret. I think they're trying to end too, so... are they going to let the minions win or not? We'll see, we'll see. Oh, those minions are so low health. They're also getting Nexus, but if they could just solve... Unfortunately, that Nexus pauses at 25. One more minion shot would have won us the game. That would have been pretty funny if we won, but that's all right. It happens. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe.